Now the iPhone is a great phone, but one of the main problems with it, the front is all glass and it'll crack extremely easily. I'm sure you know somebody or maybe even have one yourself that you've dropped and it's cracked, and it could be a major problem because if you take it to the Apple store or the AT&T store, they're going to charge you $200 to fix your screen. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a cracked iPhone screen for about 10 bucks. Now you're going to need a couple things before you start. One of the things is a screwdriver. If you can have it with the magnetic tip, that really helps. Another thing you'll need is a razor blade. This one works perfectly. Some super glue. Gorilla Glue works great. And of course you're going to need the new screen. You can get this somewhere off the internet for about $10. Alright, and now we're going to start. There's 2 screws on the bottom of the iPhone that need to be taken off first. This can be done just using your screwdriver. Make sure you don't lose any of the screws. Alright, now that the screws are out of the bottom of the phone, you're going to take your razor blade and you're going to put it in between the screen and the metal part and kind of just lift it out, and it'll come up like this. Now that you have this, you can see that there is a couple connectors in there. It says 1, 2, and underneath that there's a 3. And you're going to need get those up with the razor blade. And they kind of just, you scoop them and they'll come up. Very simple. Okay, now that you've disconnected those 3, you have this part and you have this part. This part can be set aside for later. Alright, now that you have this, you're going to need to take the LCD away from the glass, and there's several screws along the outside that you're going to need to take apart. I've taken several of them out already, just so I don't waste your time with you watching me unscrew some screws. Okay, now that you have that and the screws are taken off, set them in the pile with the other ones so you don't lose them. You're going to want to take your razor blade again, and in between there's 2 metal pieces. You'll be able to see the difference in them. You just pull one apart from the other, and the LCD screen should come apart from the glass. Now if the LCD screen is broken, you can just buy this whole piece off the internet, replace it on there, and have it replaced within a minute or 2. But if it's just the glass, you want to hold on to the LCD because that's the most expensive part. Alright, now that you have the LCD aside from the glass, you can set the LCD to the side, make sure it doesn't get scratched. Alright, now this is one of the hardest parts. You have to get all the glass off of this plastic housing that's on here. What I do is just break the glass and use the razor blade to scrape all of it off. It may take 10 or 15 minutes. And when you're finished, you're going to come up with something that looks like this. This is just the outer casing. This is one that I had from another phone. Now you're going to need to, this is where the super glue comes in. Take your super glue and you put dabs of super glue all around this outside where there's no mechanical parts. Once you have that, you can take your screen, you peel off the plastic that's around it. You're going to go ahead and just set this in there and let that sit for about an hour or so until all the glue's dried up. So you don't have to watch me do that. I have one that's already finished. I've already glued it, and all needed to be done is have the LCD put back into it. Now with the LCD, you're going to need to slide it underneath, push it together, very simple process, and then put the screws back in so it doesn't come apart. Alright, now that you have all the screws back in, you have this piece which you originally started with, but this one has a brand new screen instead of the cracked one. Now, go back to your original phone. You're going to take this and those same three parts, the 1, 2, and 3, that you took out at the beginning, you need to put those same three back in. Kind of just push in if you just push them in, they'll go in. Push that one in, 2, and 3. Alright, now you're just going to make sure the top is flush up here, and you hold that as you push down with the back. You just need to push up on the front so it's flush, and the back should just slide right in. Very simple. And now the bottom two screws are going to go back in, just like that. See, you can see how easy it is with the magnetic tip of the screwdriver. It makes it extremely easy. Screw that one in, and you're left with a brand new iPhone screen.